nights alive, ain't no sleeping. Tires spinning, dirt flies, hearts are racing. Southern pride, grit and sweat, keep on chasing. Track lights blur, dirt clouds, moons just a creeping. Rusting metal horsepower, pushing harder. Small town dreams, broke dreams don't falter. Oil and gas light the way, ain't no charter. Crowds holler, wild boys laps get shorter. Speed 'em up, steering tight. Beneath the stars, we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel to fight. Fuel to fight. Broken bones, mended hearts racing faster. Mud-soaked heroes dash through disaster. Songs of engines drown out the laughter. Dreams on wheels push past the pasture. Track and dust, life on edge, unafraid. Legends born from risks they made. Every turn, every burn, fortune's laid. Sounds heartbeat in a dirt track's blade. Speed 'em up, steering tight. Beneath the stars, we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel to fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Lucas Oil Speedway. These drivers getting loaded into the sim, each and every single one of them looking for the win here this afternoon as they roll out onto the racetrack here for their qualifying session. So drivers are going to lay down their best lap times here, looking to try to put themselves into the best position possible here to start this evening's events, as we got qualifying heat races, consolation race, and then we head to our main feature event here in just a little bit. We do see James Frazier out there on the Speedway, that beautiful looking Toyota, the 661 ride. We're currently 4th fastest here on the Speedway. Tyler Carnegie there in the 161, currently 10th fastest. Josh Peacock in the Bulletproof Motorsports JP Designs Mustang number 61P. That is Peacock there on the Speedway, currently 11th fastest here on the Speedway, as we got about 17 drivers loaded in and ready to roll here this afternoon. You do see the 37 rider bowling out there on the Speedway. You do see Carl Kilgore in that Majula Say Speed Shop Sweet Victory Apparel number 6 machine jumping out onto the racetrack. Here comes Jamie Massey in the other 6 ride. It's the M6, the HNL, the beautiful looking machine here again this afternoon in the beautiful throwback, or not really throwback paint scheme, but Scott Bloomquist inspired paint scheme here this afternoon for Mr. Massey, as he's now in the 7th spot, 7th quickest here in qualifying. Keith Acme to the top of the speed charts, though. There is the Cookie ride. That is the Cookie machine out there on the speedways. That is the Cookies Reloaded, the Cookie Reloaded machine out there on the racetrack, and currently he is quickest out here on the speedway. So off to a hot start here for Hackney as we'll get ready for heat races in just a few more moments. Is Kevin Winker, my boy Winker, coming in with the thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you, Kev? How are you, mister? Coming in showing the love here in this one. Francis Benoit coming in as well with that like on the stream. How are you, Francis? Coming in showing the love. And Ryan Gibson coming in, becoming a brand new follower here on Peacemaker Family. Welcome to the fam here in this one. Ryan coming in showing the big love here this afternoon. As Jim O'Neill says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jim. How are you tonight, brother? How you doing? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day. As Victor Ferguson says, hey, for some reason my tablet is not playing videos from YouTube, Disney Plus, Netflix, or Prime Video, so I can't watch the stream. Oh no, brother, that's a tough break right there. That's a tough break for certain, Victor. That's a heartbreaker, brother. That's a heartbreaker. You're gonna miss out on a lot of action here this afternoon. The best bet would be to turn it off, turn it back on again. Usually that kind of fixes things up there with most electronics. Turning it off, turning it back on again. Hopefully it's not something more crucial, with your tablet, brother, is we'll get ready here for heat race number 1 as drivers are done their qualifying session. So that means we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for our first heat race of the day, the first heat race of the evening here. And we got 6 drivers rolling out onto the racetrack. I do believe we are looking for the top 3 here from each heat race to put themselves into the A main feature event. As Timmy, what's good, Mr. Taylor, says, what am I doing here? Timmy, you're here to race, brother. You're here to race. I know you're a little bit older. You've gotten a few gray whiskers on you now, Timmy. But don't let that Alzheimer's kick in yet, brother, okay? You're rolling out there on the Speedway. You're looking for the win here this afternoon. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's all you need to do, brother. That's all you need to do. As we get ready here for our first heat race, it is the Cookies Reloaded number 69 ride. It's a beautiful looking machine here for Mr. Hackney as he gets ready to rock and roll from the pole here in this one. To his outside in the KC Speedworks 09 laser engraving and is the 09 ride of Josh Ely. Starting in position number 3 in the Grip Hackney Live Tunnel Visions by Hackney, the NLR houses speed number 83. It's Blake Murray. To his outside in the TNT Racing, the 99 ride, that is Tim, the two-man Taylor, out there on the Speedway. Starting in position number 5 is supposed to be the 61P, the Bulletproof Motorsports JP Designs number 61 ride of Josh Peacock. Into his outside is that 4 ride of Dustin O'Neill. 6 drivers, 3 transfer spots into our A main feature event. Things are just about to get started here this afternoon as we got a big race here in this one. Obviously, we got the mini stocks out there on the track. They are ready to rock and roll for our first broadcast of the afternoon. Our second broadcast coming up a little bit later, a brand new series. The Hell Tour Season 2 is about to get underway here tonight live on Peacemaker Gaming. The super late models ready to rock and roll here this evening as well on Peacemaker Gaming. As Hackney, nice and easy down and out at corner number 4, he will see the first green flag fly here of the afternoon. So the green flag is out for heat race number 1. Quickly, Hackney clears Josh Ely and leads us down the back straightaway. So he's out in front trying to hold these drivers off, but Ely and that 83 of Blake Murray trying to hunt him down, trying to find a way around him here in this one. And here you go. Here comes that 09 quickly down to the inside, taking a peek down low. Unfortunately, just could not get the run off the corner that he was hoping for. Is that 69K ride able to power down and roll right on around Josh Ely there on the Speedway. So Hackney able to stay out in front, continues to lead the way here in this one. Josh Ely there in second with Blake Murray in that third and final transfer spot. Tim the Toolman Taylor there in fourth with Peacock and O'Neill bringing up the rear of the field. Unfortunately for Tim the Toolman Taylor here in that Red Clay Outlaws 5-6 Graphics TNT Racing, the Memphis Grizzlies ride currently scored in that 4th spot, and that is on the outside of a transfer position looking in. And you can see our top 3 try to separate themselves even more from that 4th, 5th, and 6th place driver on the Speedway. As out in front, Hackney continues to show these drivers how to get it done, but Josh Ely's all over his back bumper. Ely showing that he's got a pretty fast car here this afternoon. He's got a hot rod here in this one as well as he works to the back bumper of our race leader. Hackney is going to have to try to be picture perfect, cannot make any mistakes, cannot slip up here and give that 09 right an opening to try to take this top spot away from him here in heat race number 1. Now, coming home in that top spot in our first heat race, it may not be the best bet. You may want to come home in second. It may give you an opportunity here, as during our warm-up session between the consolation race and our feature event, we will be doing a random spin wheel here to really see what the invert is going to be. So that's going to make it so that a different driver Other than our top spot here is going to start in the pole position for our A main feature event. And if you want to be up there at the front of the field like Hackney is, he just won heat race number 1. Ely coming home in second. Blake Murray coming home there in third. They punched their tickets into the show. Hackney's bound to start in P1. If we have an invert of 3, then Hackney will now start back in that third position. If it's 4, he'll start in 4th. If it's 5th, he'll start in 5th. If it's 6th, unfortunately for Hackney, he will start in that 6th position. So starting, off well, having a fast car here, winning that first heat race, being quickest in qualifying, it all looks so good. But that invert can unfortunately hurt you in a quick hurry when you look at the caliber of other drivers that will be up and inside our top 5, top 6 to start this race and to put them in front of you. Could end up being very rough out there on the Speedway, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for heat race number 2. Once again, 6 more drivers ready to roll here in this heat race. 3 more will punch their ticket into the A main feature event and bring us to the green flag in the 727 ride. This is the Race on Texas ride. That is Zach Clark, who is outside in the 661. That is the FMS machine of James Frazier. Starting in position number 3 in the 66, that is Charles Minders. Into his outside in the 161, that is Tyler Carnegie. Starting in position number 5 in the 6th ride, that is Matthew Peacock. And unfortunately here, looks like Dale Slide's not going to make it out there onto the Speedway here to start heat race number 2. So we will be starting 5 drivers. Dale Slides will be down pit side. Hopefully we see him roll out here after these drivers go down and around out of corner number 2. We don't see him out there yet. We'll see if he joins this racing surface and joins the fun here at the front of the field. But right now it's Zach Clark who leads us down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Clark will lead lap number 1 here in this one. So Zach Clark out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done with James Frazier back there in position number 2. Charles Minders now into that 3rd spot on the Speedway, and that is the all-important position. Top 3 will transfer straight on through to our A main feature event, where everybody outside the top 3 here in these heat races will go to our consolation race here later this afternoon. As Zach Clark out in front, looking to try to open up this lead, looking to try to pull away more and more from this field. As right there behind him is that 661 rider James Frazier. Frazier now a few car lengths back of our race leader. Clark looking very strong early on in this run. Matthew Peacock back there in position number 3 now, as we see some contact. Tyler Carnegie up into the outside fence. Looks like Charles Minders and the 161 ride may have gotten together here. Let's take a look back. Here you go, down low. Tyler Carnegie getting a great run here, working to the inside of Minders out there on the Speedway. Carnegie goes for a little bit of a slide job right there. Unfortunately, does not clear the 66 ride. We've had him cleared there for a quick second, but that gap closed up in a quick hurry. And unfortunately, the 161 goes up and around off the front nose of the 66 here this afternoon. Nowhere to go there for Charles Minders, as Tyler Carnegie goes for a loop there and parks it up on the hindsight of corner number 4. No caution flag on the Speedway. We keep it clean and green, as that was a good benefit for Matthew Peacock, who is back in the 5th position, now finds himself in that 3rd spot. You do see Charles Minders there trying to hunt him down, trying to figure out a way to catch back up to that number 6 machine to try to battle for that final spot on the Speedway. But the checker flag will fly here in heat race number 2. 727 rider Zach Clark will pick up that 2nd heat race win here in this one, with James Frazier and Matthew Peacock punching their tickets into the A main feature of event. Minders, Carnegie, and Slides will all go to our consolation race, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Heat race number 3 is about to get underway here, as Cody Campbell coming in with the heart reaction. How are you, Cody? Cody coming in, showing the love here in this one. Jeremy Vaughn Racing coming in with that like on the stream as well, as we get ready to rumble here for our final heat race of the afternoon. taking us to the green flag in the number 3 machine. That is the HNL ride of Douglas Stewart. To his outside in the TNT Racing Tommy Gun Customs number 88, that is Cody Ernest. Starting in position number 3 in the HNL Scott Bloomquist inspired number 6 M ride, that is Jamie Massey. There in that 3rd position. To his outside, that is Brandon Bolin, and bringing up the rear of the field in the other 6th ride, the other 6th ride, that is Carl Kilgore, bringing up the rear of the field here in this one as heat race number 3 underway here from Lucas Oil Speedway. Quickly see Jamie Massey working himself already into that 2nd spot, and taking a look down low under our race leader Douglas Stewart. And Stewart trying to lead lap number 1 here in heat race number 3. He will get the job done that time down across the start finish line. But Massey right there going to slide up into position number 2 here. He's going to have to try to mount another challenge and try to find another way around this 3 ride early in the race. As the 88 in the number 37 making a little contact right there. Brandon Bolin almost going around there off of the door panel of that 88 machine of Cody Ernest. Luckily enough, Ernest able to keep him back there at bay, and minimal contact or no contact at all really there between the two of them, and able to keep that car straight, pointed in the right direction, and not in any trouble out there on the speedway. Kilgore back there in position number 4 and looking for more here. Kilgore knows he needs to jump up here and try to work himself around this 88 ride to potentially give him a look and a opportunity here to slide into a transfer spot here this afternoon through our 3rd heat race of the day. He does not want to be a part of that consolation race. He wants to be able to work his way straight on through into our A main feature event as Stewart continues to show these drivers how to get it done. Massey right there behind him in position number 2. These two cars, a lot alike, man. These two cars look a whole lot alike each other out there on the speedway. Both looking very, very sharp, looking very fresh, as you do see Cody Ernest going for a big run down through 3 and 4. Unfortunately, opens the door here for the 6 of Mr. Kilgore to try to take that 3rd spot away from him. Down the back straightaway, Kilgore is going to make that pass, so move Carl now into position number 3 on the speedway, and here comes Brandon Bolin. Bolin looking to try to get around that 88 right as well, as the white flag has been displayed one more time around here from Lucas Oil Speedway. Our final heat race of the day, and it's Douglas Stewart out in front. Stewart nice and easy down out of 3 and 4, and he will win heat race number 3 here this evening. Massey there in 2nd. Cody Ernest back there in that 3rd and final transfer spot as Brandon Bolin and Carl Kilgore will bring up the rear of the field here in this feature event, as we're going to get ready to rock and roll here. No consolation race here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we are going to skip that consi. We are going to work straight in to our A main feature event here just after our warm-up session. So drivers are going to hop back out there onto the racetrack. They're going to try to work this track in, trying to make it a little slicker, a little bit more fun out there on the speedway, and they're going to work on their race cars to make sure they are absolutely perfect and ready to roll here for our A main feature event. All these drivers jumping out there onto the racetrack. You see Hackney quickly out there, Josh Ely out there quickly, as well as Blake Murray and Jamie Massey, Brandon Bolin, Kilgore. A lot of these drivers jumping out there trying to get every little bit of practice that they can to try to help them figure out this racetrack, figure out these mini stocks, and see what they can do to try to work themselves into victory lane here this evening. As we're going to get ready here, our wheel of, I would say, the wheel of unfortunate here this afternoon again. So the wheel of unfortunate here for these drivers, as, where do we go with that? Disappeared on us, chat. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. All right, here we go. So the wheel of unfortunate here. We're only leaving 4, 5, and 6 on the board here. I think this is the funnest way to do it. 4, 5, and 6. And what we're going to do is we are going to randomly select the invert here this afternoon, and how many cars will invert at the front of the field. If it's 4, our top 4 switch spots, so the driver that was supposed to start 4th will now start in the pole position. Our pole sitter, who was supposed to be Keith Hackney, would be moving back into position number 4 to start this feature event. So we'll get ready. We're going to spin this wheel, and we're going to see what our invert will be here this evening. And it's not looking good for Hackney. Oh, no! It is 6. 6 is the winner. That is the winning draw for our Wheel of Unfortunate here this afternoon. That's a heartbreaker there for the 69K ride, but I'm sure he's going to have a lot of speed. He's going to be able to jump right up there and battle contend for this win here all evening long. We'll have to wait and see if he can work himself around the other 5 drivers that will start in front of him here this evening. And 6 will be our invert here this evening. 6 is the invert. That will make it very, very interesting here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to make things very, very fun. That's going to make things quite crazy, honestly. It's gonna make things quite crazy. As oh my God, Sleepyhead. I know, Timmy. I know. We've been busting our butt the last week or so, man. I'm in the middle of this big deck build and doing a huge patio and everything else. So we just completed part of the patio, and the stairs for the patio, which is also a patio itself, is it's all stone staircasing, and then digging holes, man, digging holes. A lot of sonotubes going into the ground for some concrete coming up here probably tomorrow or the next day, 'cause we're getting some rain, so gonna get that those holes all concreted up and everything. And yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks, brother. It's been a rough couple weeks, but unfortunately we got bills to pay. I gotta keep the lights on. Unfortunately, the lights in my own mind are starting to go out. They're starting to dim a little bit here, but being back in here in the broadcast booth, being able to hang out with all of you guys, be able to have fun, converse in the comments section, and watch all these amazing drivers out there on the Speedway, man. It really does bring us back to life. It really does wake us up. Unfortunately, I'm running low on my NOS. I'm running low on my energy drink, so I'm trying to savor this one for as long as I can here tonight, but we may have to crush it here in just a little bit to really give us that uptick, that little boost that we need here this afternoon, as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here. Just a few more moments. Let me quickly throw this into performance mode. I don't know. I see some skip frames there, and I don't like that. I don't like the locus skip frames, so let's throw her into performance mode right there and make sure things are running smoothly and cleanly here this afternoon. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here in just a few more moments. Racing is about to get underway. Our main feature event is about to happen here at Lucas Oil Speedway, and this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a very, very intense race. I think we're going to have a lot of drivers up at the front of the field bidding for the win here this afternoon. I think we're going to have a dogfight here, a bare knuckles fight at the front of the field here all evening long, which is going to make for some very great racing and some great fun for all of these amazing drivers. Is Jim O'Neill. Jim coming in with the like on the stream. I appreciate that, Jim. Jim coming in, smashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast as we get ready to set these drivers loose here. Drivers going to jump out onto the racetrack. Our main feature event is about to get underway. These drivers are getting ready to go to battle here this evening in what will be an absolutely amazing race for the Bulletproof Mini Stock Association. As out in front, it will be Jamie Massey now starting on the pole. So Massey, who came home in second there in heat race number 3, goes from 6th to 1st here with the invert. His counterpart, his dancing partner in a lot of these races, Keith Hackney, is going to go the opposite end. Hackney, who is supposed to start in the pole position, will now start back in position number 6, as that means Massey will be our race leader when we go green flag racing. Starting in position number 2 will be the 661 of James Frazier. Starting in position number 3 will be the 09 of Josh Ely. Starting in 4th will be the 3 of Douglas Stewart. Starting in position number 5 will be the number, let me double check here, the 727 ride of Zach Clark. And starting in that 6th position in that 69K ride, that is Keith Hackney. We'll go from starting out in front all of a sudden to the outside of the 3rd row here for this initial start. Then we see Blake Murray there in 7th, Matthew Peacock back there in 8th, Cody Ernest in 9th, and that is Tim the Toolman Taylor, who will round out our top 10 here this afternoon. Charles Minders, Brandon Bolin, Josh Peacock, Tyler Carnegie, Carl Kilgore, and Dustin O'Neill bringing up the rear of the field here. 16 mini stocks ready to duke it out here at the beautiful Lucas Oil Speedway as our A main feature event about to get underway. 50 laps of racing action here this evening. Who will find their way into victory lane? As down out at quarter number 4, we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we quickly go green flag racing here at the beautiful Lucas Oil Speedway. Jamie Massey leads us down the back straightaway nice and easy down through quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4. Massey will lead lap number 1 here this evening as he's going to look to be the reflection of perfection here this afternoon. Josh Ely back there in 2nd with Douglas Stewart there in position number 3 as these drivers duking it out, battling here in this one. What in the world was that noise for? I don't even know what that was. I see Jim O'Neill hit the like button on the stream, but that is a different sound, and I don't have any alerts on what that was. So that kind of scared me a little bit right there, chat. Oh, it's Brycey Bear, Bryce Dickinson, coming in with the sub-anniversary. 1 year and 9 months for Bryce Dickinson being a Peacemaker subscriber here on Peacemaker Gaming. That's absolutely insane, Brycey Bear. Absolutely crazy, brother. 1 year and 9 months of being a subscriber here on Peacemaker Gaming. Is Dude Guy coming in with the heart reaction. How are you, dude? How are you this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day. Is out in front, it's still Jamie Massey. Massey continuing to lead the way, but you see Josh Ely quickly all over his back bumper. The 3 right of Douglas Stewart back up into that 3rd position here quickly as well, and he's right there ready to bounce, trying to work down to the inside of that 09 ride for position number 2. James Frazier hanging on to position number 4, and Hackney, who was supposed to be our pole sitter, back here in that 5th position, hasn't really made up too much ground. He was able to get around Zach Clark, and Clark back here in that 6th spot as well, kind of hanging out a little deeper in the field. Blake Murray, Brandon Bolin, Josh Peacock, Carl Kilgore, our top 10 here on the Speedway. Kilgore already up 5 spots out there on the racetrack. Josh Peacock, Brandon Bolin, both up 4 positions early on in this feature event. You see Dustin O'Neill right there, as well as Cody Ernest, Tyler Carnegie, Tim Taylor, and Charles Minders, our top 15 here on the Speedway. Unfortunately, looks like Matthew Peacock's taking his car off of the racetrack, and so hasn't Dale Slides. As out in front, Jamie Massey continues to lead the way here in this one. I appreciate you, Dude Guy, coming in, showing the love here in this one, brother. I appreciate that, showing the love here this afternoon, like always, as Massey out in front. The beautiful HNL, the Scott Bloomquist inspired paint scheme here this afternoon, continues to show the way. The 6M at the front of the field, and that's something that these drivers have gotten pretty accustomed to. Massey's already picked up quite a few wins here in the series, but Josh Ely looking very racy as he goes for the slide jump down through quarter 1 and 2. The slider doesn't quite work for the 09 ride. Now he's got to be careful, as here comes Douglas Stewart Stewart right there ready to pounce, looking to the outside of that 0-9 ride by Ely, able to fall back in line. They go single file down through corner number 1 and 2 here once again, and here comes Ely looking for another big run down into corner number 3. He goes for the slide jump. That time he pulls the trigger, but Massey, the beautiful crossover, quickly jumps right back to the race lead. Now here comes Douglas Stewart. As Stewart working down low, trying to figure out a way around that 0-9 ride of Ely for position number 2. Ely gonna try a different line here in 3 and 4, trying to size up that 6 ride of Massey, who continues to show these drivers how to get it done. So far, he's been the reflection of perfection here this afternoon, but Ely's been right there hassling him basically since the drop of the green flag, and same with Douglas Stewart, and they've started to separate themselves now between the top 3 and our 4th place driver, James Frazier. As Frazier there in 4th, Hackney still rolling in the 5th spot, Zach Clark back there in 6th, Brandon Bolin up into 7th here as Blake Murray trying to hang on to the 8th spot, as here comes Carl Kilgore. Kilgore started all the way back in the 15th starting position, and here he is looking to try to roll around this number 83 to take over position number 8 on the racetrack. He's up 7 spots from the drop of the green flag, so Kilgore working his way to the front of the field. You do see Cody Ernest right there as well, now trying to work himself around the house of speed. Rip Hackney Live, NLR number 83. Josh Peacock there as well, trying to work himself back inside the top 10. Dustin O'Neill, Tyler Carnegie, Tim Taylor, Charles Minders, Matthew Peacock, and Dale Slides bringing up the rear of the field as Jamie Massey continues to lead the way here in this one. As Mama Bear coming in, showing the love. How are you, Mama Bear? Mama Bear coming in with that heart reaction here this afternoon. Anthony Carp says, let's go, Brandon. Bolin cheering on. Bolin out there on the Speedway is right now Brandon rolling in that 7th spot on the racetrack, looking pretty good. But here comes Carl Kilgore in that Majula State Speed Shop Sweet Victory Apparel number 6 ride, trying to hunt down that 37 ride, trying to continue to work his way and march his way towards the front of the field. Mama Bear says, come on, Jamie Massey, cheering on Massey out there on the racetrack. But here you go again, another half slider there out of the 0-9. They go door to door down into corner number 3. Josh Ely on the bottom side, Jamie Massey up there on the hind side. Again, down across the line, door to door. Give it to Massey, staying out in front. Massey doing everything he can to try to keep this 0-9 ride back there at bay, but Josh Ely is a man on a mission here this afternoon. He was all over Keith Hackney there in heat race number 1. Didn't take him long after starting this race all the way back in the 4th position, quickly slid up into 2nd, and he's been right there continuing to try to put himself into position number 1 here throughout the evening. As Mo Bear says, hello, my boy Aaron, hope you have a good day. I had a pretty good day. I gotta work and dig some holes and finish some concrete and some other things here this afternoon, so it was a good day. But it's gonna be an even better night because now I get to hang out with you guys up here in the grandstands and in the broadcast booth and be able to chit chat with you guys, see how your guys' day is. Hopefully you guys have all had an amazing day, as these drivers are looking to have not only an amazing day but an amazing night here as well, as each and every single one of them looking to try to put themselves in to victory lane. Massey, Ely, Douglas Stewart, 1, 2, and 3 here on the Speedway. They've got about 2 seconds between themselves and the 69K ride. Keith Hackney finally has worked himself around James Frazier here for that 4th spot on the Speedway. So Frazier back into position number 5 as now here comes Zach Clark. Clark gonna look down low here, trying to figure out a way back around this 661 ride as well, try to work himself into that 5th position on the racetrack is Carl Kilgore. And Brandon Bolin trying to hunt these guys down. Bolin right there in 7th. Kilgore on his back bumper there in 8th. Josh Peacock back in the 9th spot with Blake Murray now rounding out our top 10. Cody Ernest there in 11th with Dustin O'Neill, Tyler Carnegie, Tim Taylor, Charles Minders, our top 15 here on the Speedway. As out in front, Massey somehow or another able to keep this number 6M right at the front of the field, and he's got a little H&L teamwork going on here as they kind of got this 09 ride boxed in right here. He's trying to make some moves. He's trying to find a way around the 6M, but unfortunately, as he's trying some different things, as he's trying some different lines, it's bringing that 3 ride of Douglas Stewart right there, taking a peek down low underneath of him. So one mistake, one slip up, one wrong lane choice, or Josh Ely could have him back in that 3rd position in a quick hurry. As these drivers continue to battle around the racetrack, beating and banging, elbows up, racing. We do see Hackney back there trying to hunt down our top 3 here. Unfortunately, he's made up a whole lot of ground, but he's trying to reel them in as quickly as possible. As Zach Clark rounding out our top 5 with James Frazier, Carl Kilgore now around Brandon Bullen, so move Kilgore into that 7th position on the Speedway. Josh Peacock there in 9th with Blake Murray rounding out our top 10 out there on the racetrack as these drivers put on a heck of a show and a heck of a race here for us. We're going to jump into a very quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here for a couple laps in this one. Heartbreaker here for the 09 ride. That is Josh Ely. You heard him spitting and sputtering. It looks like the 09 ride not putting any fuel into his ride here this afternoon. He's going to take that car down pit side. Unfortunately, he cannot refuel as the caution flag will fly for the 09 ride headed down pit side. That is a heartbreaker right there for Josh Ely, having himself a great run and a great drive here this afternoon, and having that 09 ride right there within striking distance, trying to pick up the win here this afternoon. And unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to make it here. He is still rolling through on the racetrack, but see him get into the wall right there. But you see this car, let's play it back here just ever so slightly. Looks like down the front straightaway and into corner number 1 here. He's just going to start to spit and sputter here. There goes the 3 ride. Oh, actually, did he get a piece of that inside tire? That's the big question right here. Maybe it's not fuel issue. Oh, no, we hit the wrong button. No! That was not the right button that we wanted to hit, chat. That was not the right button. All right, let's take a look here. This says he hits the wall right here, but I think he's already got some left front damage after potentially hitting that inside tire here on the left-hand side. Let's see if we can get another look at this one. And he's going to send it into corner number 1 here quickly. And this car is just going to go right there into that inside tire And unfortunately, I think that's what we were hearing, is that 09 run getting some heavy left front damage. So he was able to get that repaired. He does rejoin the field, unfortunately for Ely, stuck all the way back here in that 15th position as Jamie Massey out in front, leading the way here in this one. We will see that green flag fly here once again. So the green flag back out here into the air at the beautiful Lucas Oil Speedway, and the laps are counting down here in a quick hurry as out in front Jamie Massey leads us down the back straightaway, nice and easy, down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Down across the start-finish line, we do see another driver running into some issues there. That's Brandon Bolin, turned around here in corner number 3 and 4. No caution flag here on the racetrack. Let's take a look and see what happened here. It looks like he gets in a little deep, gets into the 661 ride, unfortunately just makes that contact. Unfortunately, that front end goes up and around there, and fortunately he goes for a loop-de-loop. No caution flag. We keep it clean and green. Massey out in front, continuing to lead the way, but look who's now into position number 2. That is Keith Hackney back into that second spot on the Speedway. Carl Kilgore right there in position number 4 and looking for more. Zach Clark in our top 5. He's looking to try to work himself into a podium run here this evening, but Massey continuing to lead the way. Massey out in front, gonna take these drivers to school in these final closing laps. Is down across the line. 7 more laps left to go. So 7 more laps here for these drivers as Jamie Massey continues to show them how to get it done. Hackney right there in position number 2. Then we see Kilgore and Stewart still battling here for that 3rd spot. Contact, look out! Carl Kilgore down through the infield, luckily enough able to keep that car pointing the right direction. Keeps on rolling here, unfortunately now all the way back in the 13th spot on the Speedway as Massey, Hackney, Douglas Stewart 1, 2, and 3. Now you see Stewart down low. He's looking to try to take that 2nd spot away from Hackney here this afternoon. Hackney able to hold them off there as they roll nice and easy into corner number 1. Zach Clark there in that 4th position. He's looking to try to move up one more spot and put that beautiful 727 ride into a podium run here this afternoon. Josh Peacock back there in 5th. Blake Murray, Cody Ernest, Tyler Carnegie, Tim Taylor, and Carl Kilgore rounding out our top 10 on the racetrack. Charles Miners, Dustin O'Neill, Josh Ely, James Frazier, Brandon Bolin, Matthew Peacock, and Dale Slides bringing up the rear of the field as Massey out in front, continue to lead the way. You see Keith still trying to hold off Douglas Stewart. Stewart still putting the pressure here on that NLR. The cookies reloaded. The cookie reloaded number 69K ride. They're in position number 2. As down across the line, they will click off another lap. I do believe that is 2 more laps left to go here in this one. So 2 more laps here for these drivers this afternoon as Massey out in front, continue to stretch that lead out as they battle back there for position number 2. He will see the white flag fly, this time by the start-finish line. So 1 more lap here for Massey as he takes us out at corner number 2 and down the back straightaway for the final time here this afternoon. Massey down through 3 and out of 4. It's Jamie Massey who will pick up the win here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Hackney will come home in 2nd, and I do believe it's too close to call, but it's Zach Clark on the last lap able to make the move. Let's pull this back here. He's able to make that move here on the outside lane and past the 3 ride of Douglas Stewart. Watch that IRP number 727 ride to the outside, able to roll the rim in perfection up into position number 3 here for Zach Clark late in this race. So a great run there and a great drive for that number 727 ride, but it's all Jamie Massey as Massey picks up the win and pulls the HNL 6M ride up into victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner, Jamie Massey, here this afternoon. As Massey picks up the win, we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the Discord here for their post-race interviews. Yo, Joshua Neal. Joshua coming in with the like on the stream. What's good, Mr. Neal? Coming in showing the big love here in this one. Dropping the thumbs up on the broadcast. I appreciate that, brother. Coming in showing the love here this afternoon as we're going to get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth. Let's get them up here. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without a doubt, here is our race winner, Jamie Massey. Hey, Jamie, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Jamie, man, another great race and another big win here for the 6M ride, man. Take us back through this one as, you're able to be the reflection of perfection. You lead all the laps here this afternoon, but it doesn't come without a great fight there from that 09 ride of Josh Ely. Keeping you honest out there on the racetrack, man. He was throwing a lot of slide jobs, making a lot of good moves, trying to get around you until he finally clipped that infield tractor tire down into corner number one, in which virtually took him from battling with you for the race lead to trying to keep himself out there on the racetrack and going down behind pit wall.
Yeah, I told my boys, I said we just gotta weather the storm early, and you know, I didn't, I don't build setups to be on the fast tracks like that. The track was so fast, and it was just so hooked up and so fast that I was just too tight and just didn't have enough car to turn up off the corner. Like he could really run his car through the center really hard and could really push his car where I couldn't because I'd be too tight. So. Um, I started pulling away a little bit right there before he hit the tire. Not really pulling away, but I could tell that I could pull him off the corner when my car was the track was slowing down. Like I said, I just needed the track to slow down a little bit. He was pretty good, man. I gotta give it to him, man. We raced like hell there, and he made me run my car harder than I wanted to run it to try to stay out front. But to I knew that I needed to try to stay in front of him when I was the slower car. When I was the faster car at the end, like I kind of felt like I would be, that I just needed to be up front when that happened. So we just kind of tried to weather the storm there early and got to be there at the end, and it paid off. I hate he got in the tire. I'd like to see how that played out for sure.
It definitely would have been very, very interesting to see how this one would have shaped up without that incident there for the 09 ride. But all of a sudden, he's out of your rear view mirror, and all of a sudden you get, Douglas Stewart, Keith Hackney, Zach Clark, and all these other amazing drivers right back to your rear bumper. And as hard as you guys were racing there, some of those guys really weren't pushing the subject. They had fallen back a few seconds behind, you and Ely and the three ride of Stewart here. We're getting a little nervous that maybe they were saving some more tire. Maybe they'd have something left here late in this race to jump up there and contend for the win.
No, I felt like that they were in the same boat as I was. They built setups to win the race, not, you know, be good in the first 10, 15 laps. I mean, you've got to be good on the last lap. And I just was too tight early, and I knew that. And I mean, I am every week. And when I lost at Knoxville because I was too tight the entire race. So, we've worked on that. I felt like we were really good. I had a really good car last week, and it just didn't get to show. We ran second. I mean, just didn't get the restarts and the stuff I needed to put myself in a position to win that race. And then tonight, like I said, man, I felt like the guys who, you know, I felt like they wasn't slower than us. They were just struggling handling wise, and then their cars come in at the end, and that's the same thing as me. I was just out front and able to throw sliders with him and slow his momentum down and try to, hold him. I mean, if he'd ever got in front of me, he would have been gone until my car came in, and then he would have been in trouble. I mean, I was a whole lot faster than they were there at the end, and just kind of pacing myself, changing lines. But like I said, man, I just needed to weather that early storm. That was key to winning this race because Josh, he really had the better car early.
Yeah, absolutely. He was all over you trying to figure out a way to not only make that pass, but to keep that lead. And unfortunately for Ely, he couldn't quite find it as you were able to, as he said, weather that storm, keep him back there at bay, and keep yourself out in front. You do that here all evening long. Jamie, congratulations on another big win here in the Bulletproof Mini Stock Association. Who would you like to thank for another win here in our inaugural season?
Yeah, man, I want to thank everybody over at H&L, Papa Mike's Promotions, Bryce C. Bear for him and Lane spotting there for me. Um, Dale, and Douglas and uh, Blake, we tested a good hour or so there, and we kind of knew what we needed at the end of the race and where we needed to be. I sucked in qualifying. Like I said, I suck in them heavy racetracks. I'm terrible. So them guys, I went on something totally different qualifying than they did, and it showed. They out qualified me, and then race time, we knew what we needed to be on, and we was kind of all on different gears trying to figure out where we needed to be. And we're just trying to look to next week too. So man, without them, none of this would be possible. So I appreciate all my guys who showed up and put in the work and partners there in Victory Lane. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Thank you, man.
Absolutely, brother.
Oh,
Well,
and I want to
JB,
give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Mama Bear out there watching, always pulling for me, and Josh for putting the league on, and you for being the best broadcaster in the business, and everybody for racing me clean. Peace out.
absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night, and congratulations again on the race win.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, Jamie Massey, as Massey picks up the win here this afternoon, man. A heck of a run and a heck of a drive there for that 6M machine as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher. But first, we got some people to thank here. Dimitri Curtis, my boy Dimitri, coming in with that heart reaction on the broadcast. How are you, Dimitri? And my boy Lane Smith as well. How are you, Lane? Lane coming in, dropping that like on the stream as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't yet done it, hit that gosh heckin' like button, hit that share button, hit that follow or subscribe button if you're watching over on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. We're working on 5,000 followers over on Facebook right now, where we're getting closer and closer to that 5K number, and we're working on 1,200, almost 1,300, something like that. I don't even know what we're at. I think it's almost 1,200 subscribers over on YouTube as well, and working on 1,100 followers are over on Twitch. So the growth continues to keep coming on all these channels. We keep on growing each and every single day and allowing us to do what we do up here in the broadcast booth. And I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, showing the love, and just supporting us in any way you can possible, whether it's our supporters over on Facebook or our members over on YouTube, or any of the people that come in with the star donations or the bits or the donos over on YouTube, or coming in and just watching, man. Coming in, watching, and simply being here and enjoying the racing action helps us out a ton and helps us continue to grow and become better and better at what we do here and continue to be able to do what we do here in the broadcast booth. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here doing this. So I got a huge thank you to each and every one of the viewers tuning in and showing the love here this afternoon as we get ready to pull in our second place finisher here, Keith Hackney, coming home in second. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. That's Blake Doyle says, I heart Peacemaker Gaming. Carl is my hero. Go, Coop, go. Oh my gosh, Blake, we heart you, brother, coming in, showing the love and cheered on your hero, Carl Kilgore. I'm sure Carl's the hero for a lot of people, man. He's super talented, super great driver, man. I think a lot of these guys have a lot of people that look up to them and want to be more like them, as they are some very fast drivers here on the speedways. Blake Doyle with the like on the stream, and Craig Michael Deacon coming in with that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. How are you, Craig? How are you, Blake? Hopefully you guys are having yourselves a wonderful Wednesday as we get ready to pull Hackney up here into the booth. Hey Keith, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Keith, man, another good run, another good race. Unfortunately, I think it was a lot of track position that I think you needed here in this one, and that invert unfortunately hurting you here this afternoon, taking it from what would have been that pole position all the way back into that sixth spot. It seemed like you were kind of, trying to just run a smooth race, trying to keep yourself out of trouble and save some of those tires and the equipment for later on here, where we saw you make some moves there on that restart and work yourself up into second. And then all of a sudden you had to battle with Douglas Stewart for a little bit, and all of a sudden Jamie Massey is 3, 4, 5 tenths in front of you, and you just couldn't quite catch him there late in this race.
Yeah, man. I've started. I think I was supposed to start in the pole of another race this season, and the inverts sort of got me behind the 8 ball, and here too, which I guess that's part of it. We got to deal with it every week, but it just so happens when I start on the pole, I don't get to start on the pole. So yeah. Other than that, man, I had a great car. Like qualifying heat race or whatever. The race I had a very good handling car. I think I had a touch of the wrong gear in there. I could tell it. I was good off the corners, but I was struggling at the end of the corners, and especially right there those last however many laps. After that last restart, Douglas was sort of picking my ass end up a little bit coming off the corners, and I mean, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing really he can do. He's trying to get me going because I noticed he was a little bit faster because of the gear. And so, yeah, man, it is what it is. I wish I could start on the front row. If I could start on the front row, I mean, I'm sure I could be contending for a damn win too. But it is what it is. But other than that, man, I can't complain. I don't get on here. I don't really care. I mean, I've lost interest. My shit's for sale, and I'm waiting on someone to come and buy it. And when they buy it, I'll be done. Like I don't. I mean, I'm just here to kill time and drink a couple beers and just have fun, man. I mean, I'm tired of being serious on this thing. I've did it for years, and yeah, we'll take it and we'll just move the hell on.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, that's all you can do, man. And that's sometimes that's the funnest way to do iRacing, man. Is just to not have that care, just to go out there, have some fun, and josh around. And whether or not you come first, second, or third, if that they're on the racetrack, it's all about having a good time and enjoying your time on the simulator and escaping, the real life worries and struggles and everything else, and being able to just have that few moments of pure enjoyment out there on the racetrack. And it seemed like a lot of great racing, a lot of great fun here in this one for you, and you're able to come home still with a very solid second place run.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I can't complain. I just don't have the will or the want or the need or the motivation to do this like I used to, because when I did it like I used to, then we would be in contention to win the damn race every night we got on. But it don't come like that to me anymore. Like I really don't care. Like I have other things I'm real life worrying about and things I'm planning and and future goals and shit like that. And I just don't care, man. Like I'm just here to have fun and go back and watch these awesome broadcasts you put on. And yeah, we can see if we can make a couple shows here and there. Although this paint I was running tonight, that was my IRL car, my last car that I had, so that was sort of special to me. I just put it on my car, I think yesterday or the day before, or whenever the hell it was. And so yeah, I just wanted to see that on broadcast. Yeah, so that's something I can just go back and watch and enjoy.
Absolutely, brother. It was definitely good to see the Cookie Reloaded ride out there on the Speedway and seeing it up here battle at the front of the field and almost getting it into victory lane here at Lucas Oil Speedway. But Keith, coming home in second, having a great day at the Speedway, having some fun here again on the simulator, man. Who would you like to thank for another great race and great performance out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, man, I would say all the guys at NLR, but I mean, I'm a solo mission in this thing, so I mean, we're cool with that. House of Speed, Tunnel Vision, even though I'm shutting shop down, Tunnel Vision, Grip Hackney Live, just everybody that I guess tunes in, and Josh for putting this on, and you for putting on the broadcast, and my better half, my future wife, was tuned in today. So yeah, it was all in all, I had fun, drinking a couple beers, got a podium. Who gives a shit?
Absolutely, brother. Couldn't say it any better myself. Keith, congratulations on the great run. Congratulations on the great race, and on your engagement as well, I suppose. And we can't wait to see you back out there in the next one, and hopefully some more, nice, good, chill conversations like this up here in the broadcast booth, brothers. We always enjoy talking to you up here in the booth and having you get some good runs and good finishes here in the broadcast.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, get up there for Mr. Hackney here this afternoon is my boy Jamie Massey coming in with that heart reaction here on the broadcast. How are you, Jamie? Jamie coming in, showing the love after picking up the win here in this one, and coming in, showing the love on the broadcast as well as, a pretty chill combo right there with Mr. Hackney. Obviously, we don't want to see him go. We don't want to see him sell his stuff, but sometimes life gets in the way, man. There's always bigger, better things and bigger picture opportunities out there than just jumping on here and playing iRacing, I guess. And hey, you know what? It's all the power to Keith Hackney to do that, to better himself, to better his family and everything else, man. And we can't wait to see what the future holds there for the 69K ride. As much as we hate to see him go, we'll love to see him thrive in doing whatever it is that he does. As we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here this afternoon, the 727 ride of Zach Clark. Clark coming home in position number 3. We'll get ready to pull Zach up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Zach, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
What's up, brother?
Not much, Zach, man. Another good run, another good race for you, man. Take us through this one as you're able to work that 727 ride here in the final laps up into a solid podium run.
Listen, man, we use lessons learned from our father. All right. My dad grew up, or my dad didn't grow up. I grew up watching my dad race 4-cylinder mini stock division in Louisiana, Northwest Louisiana at Boot Hill Speedway, Webster and Champion Park. And he raced 4-cylinders, but he was a little bit different, right? He ran a Datsun 200 SX against all the Fords and Toyota Celicas. And we really thoroughly enjoyed kicking everybody's ass each and every Friday and Saturday night when I was growing up. So I have a soft spot in my heart for the mini stock division. So when this class came out, I was pretty fired up about it. Like it just goes to show that if you put a quality group of drivers together, with a common goal here, I mean, it just proves we can put on pretty quality racing in this division of cars. I really thought that was a really good race, man. 32 laps. We went caution free there. I mean, and look, I'm happy to finish on the podium tonight. I gave Doug a little bit of a shot in the shorts there when we got into turn number one, but we were just racing hard, man. Like I don't think it'd be any different if the roles were reversed, right? I'd expect him to do the same to me, but we were just kind of able to sneak by there on the outside. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Listen, I know anytime Jamie, Keith, Carl, Josh, Ely, and all them guys are in here, it's tough to win. Like it's tough to even just finish on the podium. I thought there was going to be a couple times this year, and I'd be able to sneak in here and chat with you once or twice, but it just gets ripped right out of your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, this shit really is not easy, man. Like these guys are fucking tough. Excuse my language. They really are. No, but dude, I truly have fun whenever I can have runs like that because I didn't even know if I was going to race tonight, right? But man, listen, I don't run maybe all the setups that any of these guys do. I just kind of row my own boat. So whenever I can kind of sneak up in there and grab a third place finish and get, excuse me, get to talk to you at the end of the evening, hey, all is well in the world, brother. We feeling pretty good about it.
Absolutely, man. Cannot feel any better than being able to come out here, jump in these mini stocks, and perform like you did here this afternoon. Obviously, picking up that second heat race win, and having the solid performance like you did here in this feature event. And as he said, a pretty stacked field, man. There's a lot of tough cookies out there, and when you throw in Ely or even Kilgore and Cody Ernest, Blake Murray, Peacock himself, it's tough. As he said, not only to get a top three, even a top five is tough most nights here on the racetrack with that type and that caliber of driver out there on the speedway. But you're able to do a great job, a fantastic job in what's something that's kind of close to home here. As you said, you got that real life experience being around these mini stocks, and we've seen you running a lot of these things, man. We see that you got a new paint scheme on the car. It's looking very, very fresh out there on the speedway, and it's good to finally see it up here in the broadcast booth and on the podium.
Thank you, man. Yeah, no, I really have enjoyed racing these cars, man. I've raced them quite a bit, and it's crazy because I feel like the movie Space Jam and the monsters zap all the the Looney Tunes of all their talent. That's what I feel like when I go back getting a street stock now for whatever damn reason, and I can't drive those, so I've just been. I did win one the other night, but I mean, I just haven't been racing those quite as frequently. Everybody knows I'm kind of a stock car guy. Stock, mini stock, street stock, it doesn't matter. I just enjoy these style of cars, right? So it's kind of what you'll find at your weekly short track on a Friday and Saturday night. I do love super late models. I just don't really enjoy driving them on the game. I am a huge super late model fan in real life, right? I love announcing them as well, but I do thoroughly enjoy driving these cars. Hey, and I just want to point out too, like I qualified second, didn't really expect that. Listen, like I said, Jamie, Keith, Doug, they're all tough. I'd have really liked to kind of see how this thing played out. If I would have been able to start on the outside of the front row, I get it. The invert's part of the game that we have to play. But, having to start fifth and being mired on the bottom early kind of had me hung up there for quite a while, battling door to door there with James Frazier. And, once Keith and I were finally able to shake free there, that caution came out with 11 to go. I was kind of licking my chops, but at the end of the day, it's really hard to pass these guys. I mean, you're just not just going to drive by them any day of the week. So, like I said, it'd have been interesting to see if I'd had that kind of track position to start the race. But hey, guess what, brother? It is what it is. It is what it is.
Absolutely. It's all part of the game out there on the speedway, and I'm sure Keith is thinking the same thing, man, that he didn't want to see that invert, wanted to start from the pole here and see if he could duke it out with you here all race long at the front of the field and not mine back there in the 4th and 5th position.
Because Jamie Massey doesn't win enough, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just put him on the pole, right?
Yeah.
No, that's a part of it, man. Like, hey, you got to put yourself in that position, right? Like he finished 6th in the heat, and that's just part of it. Sometimes you play your roles right, and the one thing about it, you can't give that guy a free day. You know what I mean? He's going to take advantage every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, when that caution flag came out and you had Keith and Jamie there in front of you, and it's hard to pass those guys, it's tough to kind of sit there in line and wait for them to make a mistake because drivers like those guys, they aren't going to make any mistakes out there on the racetrack, or at least very often that we see one of them make a mistake. So you got to really bide your time. And we saw Douglas trying to find a way around Keith, and that's what opened the door for you to slide up and into that outside lane and take that third spot away from him. And being able to park that 727 right back up here on the podium. Zach, who would you like to thank here tonight for another great race and great performance here at Lucas Oil Speedway?
Man, I want to thank first and foremost. I want to thank Josh Peacock for putting this league on. And I missed a couple of weeks. I had several pretty solid, top 5 runs to start off the year, and I missed a couple. I don't own Iowa, and I just didn't have any interest in running an asphalt track. But I get it. Yeah, it's fine that they did that. But I missed a couple, so I'm probably not anywhere around the points, and that's fine, right? This is just a free deal, and it's just something that we all really enjoy doing, right? And man, listen, I know I always thank you, and I know everybody else thanks you, but I truly want to thank you, man. This is a hobby that we all enjoy. And listen, we're not racing for any money. We're racing for a little bit of pride and a little bit of bragging rights, right? It feels good. It feels cool to win these races or to run well in these races. If you take this thing in any kind of serious, right? Like, we don't take it so serious, but when there's no money to win, it certainly makes a big deal whenever you are on the other line giving us the play-by-play and the broadcast, man. It feels like we're racing for a little bit of something extra. So thank you, Aaron, for everything that you do for this sport that we love here on, online sim racing. Also want to thank Ben Crooks for the wrap. Ben's kind of new to the game. Keep your eye out. Dirt Mafia Motorsports. I think he's planning to throw up some money races here pretty soon. But, man, he threw this wrap together for me free. I probably shouldn't say that. That's probably not going to help him sell many. Sorry. No, but he did this for me just out of the goodness of his heart. Just threw it together. And, man, I'm thankful for that. So thank him. Also, obviously, want to thank Race On that's on the quarter panels of this car. Got a huge race. I'm getting ready to head down and broadcast this weekend and down to Corpus Christi. So if anybody doesn't have anything to do, y'all check out raceon.com. We'll be on the play-by-play all weekend. 5,000 to win. Topless limited modifieds done this weekend in the sparkling city by the sea in Corpus Christi, Texas at the South Texas Race Ranch. So final one, Integrity Imports. That's my dad, Integrity Imports. He is a madman when it comes to these 4-cylinder style cars. If I could get him to tune on this baby, we might win next week. But obviously, it's not going to be the case in the virtual world. But my dad was a bad son of a bitch when it came to 4-cylinder mini stock racing in real life, and that there is no doubt. That's all I got.
Perfect. And hey, talking about Race On, so is it not Race On Texas anymore? Is that still the same
No,
programming, or
it's still the same thing. We changed our name this past off season. We grew so much, and we started filming and broadcasting races in Texas, obviously Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Arkansas. We've even got we've got some big things on the horizon. So and even bigger plays to play in the off season. So yeah, that's why we did it, man, just to expand, to just say we're not just exclusive to Texas.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I get you. No, makes sense. I saw that and I thought maybe it was just a mistake on the sticker, or maybe the Texas part was like hard to read underneath of it. So it was like, is it Race On? Is it still Race On Texas? But it's good to know that, man. And I'm glad to see that that's still going great for you. You guys are, obviously keeping busy and continue to grow more and more and more. And we look forward to seeing you guys in action and doing some more cool broadcasts here before, the season kind of ends. It's ended up here in Canada for like 3 months. So for you guys, man, still going strong. I love to see it, man. I wish I was down south and being able to experience some dirt track racing in real life here still for, how you guys run pretty much all year long, don't you?
Yeah, I've been off the last couple weeks. The first time I've been off since February, but yeah, for the most part. Well, my last race will be December the 13th and 14th down here, back again in Corpus Christi, which is that's still about an 8-hour drive for me. So it's not one that I really look forward to as far as the travels. I should probably catch a damn flight, but then I wouldn't have a car and it'd be different, So we'll just drive. We'll head down there tomorrow morning and we'll be excited about it. Hey, by the way, this is a shameless plug, and I actually feel bad for bringing this up. But if anybody's interested in a racing podcast, I have my own podcast now. It's called Clark After Dark. It is on Race On. It's free. You can listen to it every week. You can get it on Spotify, iHeart, and wherever your podcasts are acquired. Clark After Dark are recorded every Tuesday. It's out on Wednesdays. Y'all go and check it out. I talk about everything in dirt racing or national racing. Last week I was talking about NASCAR a little bit. I was talking about what happened to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. I try to talk about hot topics and different things I think people want to hear about. So y'all go check it out. Clark After Dark. It's on raceon.com.
Heck yeah, brother. I'm going to have to check that out myself. I didn't know you did that, so I'll have to go and look at that, and I'll give it a good listen and, see your hot takes and all the racing action in the world, man. But, Zach, congrats on the third-place run here tonight, brother, and we can't wait to see you back out here. Run some more out there on the dirt track, in the virtual dirt track, and more trips up here into the broadcast booth.
Hey, thank you, brother. Keep grinding, man. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you, and hopefully have yourself a great rest of your night and safe travels. They're going to Corpus Christi tomorrow.
Thank you, Aaron. Have a good night, brother.
You too. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Zach Clark, as Clark coming home there in position number 3, man. A great run and a great drive there for that 727 machine here this afternoon. Unfortunately, though, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here in this one. That's going to do it for us in this race, this broadcast. But we're going to be back live here in probably about 15 minutes or so from now, as we'll get ready for race number 2, as a huge new series about to get underway, as the super late models are going to get ready to rock and roll for the Hell Tour in its second season, getting underway here this afternoon. So I hope you guys have those bell notifications turned on, because you are not going to want to miss this race. You're not going to want to miss this action, as we're going to get ready to go back live here in just a couple more moments. But thank you all for tuning into this one, and I'll see you all back here in just a little bit. Peace out for now. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you guys back up in the grandstands here in just a few more moments.
Nights alive, ain't no sleeping. Tires spinning, dirt flies, hearts are racing. Southern pride, grit and sweat, keep on chasing. Track lights blur, dirt clouds, moons just a creeping. Rusting metal horsepower, pushing harder. Small town dreams, broke dreams don't falter. Oil and gas light the way, ain't no charter. Crowds holler, wild boys laps get short. Speed 'em up, steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel to fight. Fuel to fight. Broken bones, mended hearts racing faster. Mud-soaked heroes dash through disaster. Songs of engines drown out the laughter. Dreams on wheels push past the pasture. Track and dust, life on edge unafraid. Legends born from risks they made. Every turn, every burn, fortune's laid. South's heartbeat in a dirt track to play. Speed 'em up, steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel to fight. Speeding the loose, steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel the fight.